Good evening. I'm Joe Netherworld, and I'm here with your daily tarot card reading for Sunday, April 20th, Easter. Uh, Nothing more than a date on a calendar for most people that I read for, but it's Easter nonetheless, and I'm back. I'm sorry I've been a little bit spotty this last week. The beginning of the spring here in the Northeast brings a lot of projects and problems, and the House of Netherworld is my master, in that we work together on getting things done, but this house sometimes just needs some spring cleaning and prep work. I'm also changing the yard a little bit and getting a weeping willow tree, and so a dead tree had to be taken out, and just projects and running around, and it just I don't know. I just couldn't get to my reading, so I'm sorry for that. But then again, I'm here nonetheless if you need to get a hold of me. So I'm going to start today's reading. I've shuffled the cards, and we're going to pick our main card. See what this feel is. It's a great time for me. I love the passing of Easter, the end of Lent, let it end, Lent. I find it's a very dour, sour time of the year, based on this whole sacrificial religion. So anyway, now that that's passed and we're on our Easter, it's a Sunday, of course. So we're going to see what's percolating in the actual world, not involving holidays. So our main card up for today is it's the Eight of Swords. And it's about being surrounded by problems, having sharp things around you, arguments, problems, hard decisions, troubles. Just generally, sorry to use the as often as I do sometimes, but anyway, it's really just about being surrounded by trouble, having hard decisions to make, and sometimes closing our eyes to them and being overwhelmed by them, which doesn't really ever work out very well, does it? Things don't go away naturally. If problems are there, they probably came from situations we've encouraged or ignored. So now they're here. So we have these 8 problems surrounding us. We're bound and tied up and stuck in the middle of them, almost becoming inert. When there's too many choices, too many problems, too many, possibilities of what you should be doing or not be doing, it can freeze us, stick us. And this time of the year, we are at a holiday, it brings up all kinds of problems again. It adds 1 or 2 more problems that stop us. Usually we can handle our normal 3 or 4 problems. Today we have an overwhelming amount of problems. But let's see with our next 2 cards, our qualifiers, what the story is for today. One, I could feel that it's going to be a day where we're going to have to just sit back and maybe handle 1 or 2 of these problems. If we can just take 1 or 2 off of the load, it'll free us. It'll unbind us, let us move around a little bit. And once we get a little bit of room to play around in, we'll be able to address these problems one at a time until there are none left. But without further ado, our next card up is hold on a second here, the Nine of Rods. And I like the Nine of Rods. It's about being surrounded by work. It's about organizing your work, creating a wall almost, creating a blinder. Sometimes it's a good antidote for the Eight of Swords is creating a wall of 9 of Rods, 9 opportunities, 9 work situations, 9 hands-on changing of things. So what it's really giving us here, like I just said earlier, is we should get going with fixing. Add to the situation. Sometimes maybe that's going to drive us crazy by adding 1 more thing. That 1 more thing might be the key to unlocking these problems. So keep that in mind. And it's also about sometimes to be distracted by 2 things. You can either be distracted by problems or be distracted by work. So let's see what this all adds up to, though. And here we go. Great. It's the Six of Swords. Six of Swords is about the removal of problems, about taking them away, loading them up on a boat, sending them off to sail, putting your problems behind you. So really, this is turning out to be a very interesting day and a very good read in that we're confronted with confronting our problems today, with admitting we have almost too many problems and being maybe hitting that wall. I think that's good. Sometimes I think what we deal with is we just subtly add little problems, little things till we get overwhelmed. Now we've broken the camel's back. The straw that has broken the camel's back has been placed upon us. And the Nine of Rods, how are we going to get out of this? We're going to focus on our positive things, our work, our indulgences, our privileges that we have as humans, and that we can give ourselves positive things to, proactive, Positive is a nice term for it, but proactive is better in that it's about taking a situation and adding work or adding to it to change negative. And that's great. But it's calling for it. You're gonna have to add more of it. You're gonna have to if you have 3 major problems, you have to add 4 positive things today. And these are really good because it's showing us that it's physical, grassroots, practical things. It's not about thinking about stuff so much, it's about doing things. And sometimes the littlest things you do positively, organizing a room, cleaning the kitchen, folding your clothes, going through your paperwork, organizing one area of your paperwork, cleaning out your cookies in the cache files of your computer to make it run more quickly. That alone, those little steps, 8 little steps today will clear out, 8 rotten problems. That's the swords. Now, though it's showing here, 6 of swords is about taking away 6 of these problems. So if we're going to go with the numbers game here, we're going to be able to, by doing a little bit extra, by going above and beyond what we have to do, adding to ourselves, we're going to remove all but 1 or 2 of our problems. And that's great, because that's basically saying that's a manageable number. But then I want you to do something for me, all you guys out there. I want you to look at the situation and realize that this is not unusual, that you keep on going back into these cycles of getting overwhelmed, stuck, trapped, tied, blindfolded, and stuck with problems, and then we have to fix them. So I think what I want you to do today is, before things get out of hand and they require extra help to fix them, we're going to fix these problems by adding positive activities to the schedule. And then when these are down to 1 or 2 problems left, we're going to keep it at 1 or 2 problems. How about that? How about we don't add things? We don't, almost like, I know nature abhors a vacuum. I say that a lot, and that can happen in positive and negative ways. So what it's basically telling me, what it's saying is, your normal capacity to handle 8 problems at a time, when you take it back down to only 2 problems, you're going to want to fill that void back up. You don't know what to do with yourself. You know what? Add positive activity to your life. Like I said, it could be small things. It could be organizational things. It could be activities simple as visiting someone you haven't seen for a while. I don't know. Go drop off a bag of dog or cat food at an animal shelter. Make a thing you do. A simple thing you do. But just add more and more positive things to kind of fill the void. The vacuum is going to be created. Don't let it be full of problems. Let it be full of positivity and opportunity. That's all up to you. It's very simple, because these are not giant things we have to do today. They're simple things. But today's going to be the day that you feel you're going to feel the trap. You're going to feel stuck. Now I want you to just end on this. Feel the clarity of knowing that you have these problems. You're going to fix them by adding positive things. But remember, do not allow the maximum amount of negative things back into your life before this all falls apart again. Learn today. Keep the negativity to a minimum. Just because you can handle a lot of bad things doesn't mean you should be handling a lot of bad things. So on that note, I'm going to say Happy Easter to those who celebrate Easter. I'll see you again around midnight, and I definitely will be there around midnight. And we'll leave it at that for now. Have a magical day, an enjoyable day, and make the most of it. Fix your problems, and come see me soon. Thanks. I'm going to try and turn this off of this magic button. And one more time, let's hope.